everybody and welcome back. So now we are going to be doing part 2 of my Q&A. I already filmed a part 1, which was all the Instagram questions. I tried to fit as many as I could in there. The video ended up being a little over a half hour long, so I'm sorry about that, but now we are going to be doing part 2, which is going to be all of the Facebook and the Twitter questions that I received from you guys. So let's go ahead and start with let's do Facebook right now. So I'm just gonna go onto my BreeAnn Barbie Facebook page. If you are new to my YouTube and you would like to like that page, you can go ahead and go down in the description box and the link for that Facebook page will be there. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'm sorry I have like, it's like, what time is it? It's a little after 5 o'clock right now and the sun is just blinding me. So I'm sorry if you see me like squinting all the time, but yeah. Let's go ahead and get started. So the first question is from Rachel K. Steffen, and she said, does your septum piercing bump into your nostril piercing? And because as you know, I have my septum pierced and I have my nose pierced as well. And no, not at all. My septum doesn't affect my nose piercing at all, not even in the slightest. It just kind of hangs out there. My nose piercing hangs out there, so they don't really ever interact with each other or get tangled or anything like that. The next question is from Kara Lee K. Boo, and she said, not copying, just want ideas. But do you have any ideas for a first tattoo? I'm a tattoo virgin. Well, be careful because they are addicting. I'm going to tell you that. And some ideas. Your first tattoo should be something that means a lot to you. Your tattoo should be something that, you know, you can relate with, or something you like, or, you know, just anything like that. Like, it could be your favorite quote, or it could be like a Bible verse, or it could be like your favorite, you know, picture of something. I don't know, just I just feel like your first tattoo should have like a little bit of meaning and not just because you wanted it. Like, save those tattoos for another time, but your first tattoo, you know, it's a first experience. You can't really change that experience, so it should be something that, you know, means a lot to you. So that's just some ideas. Next question is from Sarah Hernandez, and she said, any tattoo ideas coming soon? And yes, I did talk about this in my first Q&A. I do have a new tattoo that I want to get for my birthday, so hopefully if everything works out, I will be getting that. It is going to be Marilyn Monroe, a badass picture of Marilyn Monroe. Oh, I'm sorry, that's, my blinds are all, but it's going to be a badass picture of Marilyn Monroe on my arm right here. So that is the plan for that one. Next question is from Diamond Dazzles, and she asked, how is your journey on quitting smoking going? It's going really good. You guys are seeing this August 8th, and my 3-month mark of quitting smoking was on August 3rd. So I have been smoke-free for 3 months, and I am doing really well. Thank you for asking. Amanda Cable, hi Amanda. Her question is, what is your favorite makeup brand? My favorite makeup brand is, oh gosh, I have a couple. But if I had to pick like my top 3, L'Oreal, CoverGirl, and Urban Decay. Those are my top 3. I love those so much. Abby Fusco wants to know how body jewelry size works, like nose hoops, and how to know if a certain piercing is right for you. Please and thank you. Body jewelry size is something that's very complicated. Even I struggle with it, to be honest. You know, it's kind of hard to guess what size would be good for you. I can understand where you're coming from. I struggle with it too. To be absolutely sure as to what size would be good for you, it's best to go to your piercer, or any piercer really, and have them look at your nose, for instance, because you were talking about nose hoops. It's best to go to your piercer and they can actually tell you what nose hoop would fit best for you, like what size. I usually just go with the standard size, 5/16, and that works well for me. So you can always go ask, because every nose is different. Some need bigger, some need smaller. So yeah, just go and talk to them. And to know if a piercing is right for you, do what I do. What I do is I take a picture, like if I'm getting a facial piercing, I did this with my eyebrow. I did this with like pretty much all my facial piercings. Is I took a picture of my face from straight on, and then what I would do is I would put it in paint. Every computer has it. So just pull up the picture in paint, and then take the drawing tool and like make a dot. Say if you wanted to get your Monroe pierced, make a dot, make like a black dot there. If you wanted to get your eyebrow pierced, make a black dot at the top and bottom, and just see how it would work for your face. And then maybe just erase it, go to the other side, see how that looks. That's pretty much what I do. Or even better, just take eyeliner and just like kind of draw a dot there, and see how you like it. If you don't like it, don't get it. If you like it and you really want it, go for it. That's what I have to say for that. That's usually what I do. Next question is from Alex Clayton, and they ask, any other tattoo or piercings you are getting soon or would like? I already answered that in my part 1. I really want to get my tragus redone and my daith piercing. And also, do any of your current piercings feel uncomfortable when sleeping or eating? No, not at all. Oh, and then they said, especially for the tongue piercing. Okay, when I eat with my tongue piercing, it feels totally natural to me. It actually feels really weird and uncomfortable when I don't have it in. Like, I know that sounds weird. Like, if you've never had a tongue piercing before, you're probably like, what? That makes no sense. But honestly, when I don't have my tongue piercing in, it feels completely unnatural to me and not right. Like, I always have to have my tongue ring in. So, my tongue ring doesn't bother me at all when I'm sleeping or eating. Oh my god, it is so hot in here. I'm sorry. I'm just like sweating like a pig. Okay. You know what? I'm just going to put my hair up. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. But yeah, as far as like sleeping, eating, all that good stuff, no, none of my piercings bother me at all. Like, not at all. And like, especially with my new piercing, because my septum is my new piercing, when I sleep, I don't even know it's there. So that is a good question, and no, they don't ever bother me. Question is from Miranda Borrego. I hope I'm saying your last name right. Would you ever want to meet your fans? Absolutely, definitely. I would love to do that. It's just hard because a lot of my subscribers are either in other countries or halfway across my country or in Canada or Mexico or everywhere around the world. That's where all my different subscribers are. So it would be really hard to meet every single person, but I'll probably do meet and greets, you know, around my city eventually. Or if I go to another state, I'll probably do a meet and greet there. But yeah, I would absolutely love to meet you guys. Veronica, I don't know how to say your last name. Veronica F asks, if something bad happened and for the rest of your life you would have to be blind or deaf, which one would you rather have? I know I'm a weirdo, I'm just curious. That's okay, that's a good question. Honestly, I would choose to be deaf rather than blind. The reason for that is because I don't like the dark, so if I were completely blind, I mean, I don't know what it's like to be blind, but if I were blind, I feel like I would just freak out all the time. I always have to see what I'm doing or where I am, so I would probably choose to be deaf rather than blind. Hernandez asks, what artists and songs do you have on your phone and MP3 player? I have so many different things on my MP3 player. I don't have a lot on my phone because my phone is a piece of crap. On my MP3 player, I have a whole bunch of stuff. I have every single genre you can think of on my MP3 player, right? Like, I have a lot of Marilyn Manson, Britney Spears, Avenged Sevenfold, soundtracks like the Sucker Punch soundtrack, Black Veil Bride, Slipknot, Luke Bryan, Aqua, Cruella, I have like 1,000,001 more, I don't know, but I have a lot on there. Anything you can think of is on my MP3, like I bet you anything. The next question is from Maggie Filson, and she asks, is it easier to get used to having a nose ring or a septum ring in your nose? Because I like how both look, but I feel like having something in your nose would be annoying or uncomfortable. It's actually, I'm used to both of them together. Like, I got used to them pretty quick. Obviously, putting like a piece of jewelry in your nose is kind of weird, and it would seem like it's uncomfortable, but it's really not, because a lot of people say, oh, how do you blow your nose, or how do you do this? And it's really not a big deal. It really doesn't affect me or bother anything at all. So yeah, you get used to them pretty quick. It's not that bad at all. Amy Dupree has 2 questions, and her first question is, what piercing are you thinking of getting in the future? I already answered that, tragus or daith piercing, and possibly not anytime soon, maybe the other side of my nose. I don't know yet. And then her second questions are, what are some of your favorite bands and singers? My all-time favorite band is Avenged Sevenfold. I love Marilyn Manson, Avril Lavigne. Those are like my top 3. And then Shannon asks, shout out to me in your video, please. So hi, Shannon. I know you've been asking me for a while to give you a shout out, but I haven't had the perfect opportunity, but now I might as well just say hello. How are you? Hope you're doing well. And the next question is from Sarah Bloomberg, and she asks, any wedding plans for you and Chance? Yes, we do plan on getting married, and I have a feeling that he may propose soon because he keeps bringing it up, so we'll see. Next question is from Steph, and she asks, blush, bronzer, and highlight 101 video for beginners. I am also a beginner myself, but I did upload a blush and bronzer and highlight routine just recently, I think like a couple weeks ago on my channel. So if you go on my channel and go to my videos, you will see that. But that's how I do it, and it is pretty easy to follow, so that should help you. And her other question is, any tips on moving out of your parents' house when you turn 18? That's kind of a different thing for everybody, because when I moved out, it wasn't like a planned out thing. When I moved out, I literally just got my stuff and left. I didn't like plan anything, and then I just moved in with chance. So yeah, make sure you're ready. That's definitely the one thing. Make sure you're ready. Make sure you're financially stable to do so, because let me tell you, living on your own is not cheap. It is so expensive because you have rent, bills, food, if you have an animal, if you car payment, gas, insurance. It's not cheap. And like a phone bill if you want a phone, internet. So make sure you're definitely ready to handle that stuff, because it's definitely a change from living at home with your parents, I can tell you that much. I asked, do you like Led Zeppelin? I'm gonna be honest with you, I haven't really listened to much of their stuff, but yeah, I've probably heard a couple of their songs, and if they're rock, then I'm sure I'll like it. Dakota Steele asks, I know you made a future tattoos and piercings video before, but have you had any change in thought about those since that video? Not really. I'm very open to all kinds of different tattoos and piercings, so I mean that list is pretty much the same, but the order of which I want it is different. Like my nipple piercings, I know I said I was going to get those soon. Well, I actually changed my mind, and I'm going to wait for a while until I get those, because it is summertime right now. It is July, and I don't want to have to worry about nipple piercings and swimming and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean it's still the same, but just the order of things are different. Ashley Carpenter has a series of questions for me, and they are, what are your favorite foods and drinks? How many boyfriends have you had? Where do you get your clothes? And what is your dream job? Do you have any funny stories that have happened to you? What are your favorite colors? Okay, so what are your favorite foods and drinks? My all-time favorite drinks in the world is Sunny Delight Smooth. I love that. Coke from McDonald's, that's also really good. That's like a must. I have it right here in my hand. I also really like any kind of soda, really, any kind of Coke product. I also really like black tea. I like lemon water. Those are my favorite drinks. Favorite foods, McDonald's, mashed potatoes, steamed potatoes, or pizza, or green beans. Those are my favorite foods. How many boyfriends have I had? Serious boyfriends? 2. Where do you get your clothes? I get them from anywhere. Sometimes when my boyfriend has a shirt that gets too small for him, he gives it to me and I cut it up like I did with this one. Or I get them at Hot Topic or Kmart, Walmart, wherever. I don't really have a specific store. Wherever I go and I see something I like, I get it. I don't have like a specific store where I go. What is your dream job? Probably to be a piercer. And what are your favorite colors? My favorite colors change so often, it's like, it's crazy. My favorite color is probably black, white, pink, green. Those are probably my top 4. Jack Walsh asked, how long do you think it will be before you have your first kid? If I'm gonna guess, maybe 3-4 years I will have a kid. The next one was from 2 questions from Kirsty Stewart, and she asked, hi, I have been researching VCH piercings. Have you ever considered one, or do you know any major issues with it? For those of you who don't know what a VCH piercing is, it is an 18 and up piercing. It is a genital piercing. It is the, it's not the Christina, because the Christina is like the upper one, but the VCH, a vertical clitoral hood, I believe, piercing. So it goes right through the clitoris. I have never considered one because I don't have any interest in genital piercings. It's just a personal preference, really. No, actually, genital piercings usually heal without a cinch. They heal generally quickly. I mean, you do still have to take care of it, obviously, but usually there are no problems with it at all. If you want to know more about it, I know Kinky Nikki 4 here on YouTube has a VCH FAQ video that may help you, but I am not getting one. I'm not going to consider one either. It's just personal preference, and you have to have, if I were to get one, I would get the Christina piercing, but my anatomy isn't right for that piercing. So yeah, Just not interested. All right, the next question, and I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Aisha Zilverantant. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Would you ever get cheek piercings, and would you ever stretch anything? Cheek piercings, I would not, just because I don't want cheek piercings. And would you ever stretch anything? The only thing that I would consider stretching would be my first lobes. That's it. All my other piercings I would never stretch. Like, I would never stretch my Monroe, not stretching my septum, not stretching my nostril. Nothing's gonna get stretched, just probably my ears in the future, but that's it. Question is from Kelia, and I don't even want to attempt to say your last name because it's so long. But her question is, what's your opinion on underage piercing? I don't know. See, in my opinion, I just feel like a lot of piercings should be done when you're like 18 and up, just because piercings are like kind of a big thing and you're putting a hole in your body, and some people, you know, when they're young and they get piercings and then they have like this scar, you know, and then they regret it when they're older. So I just feel like you should just be older when you get piercings, just so you're, you know, more grown up and more mature to handle it. Sanchez says, my parents won't let me get a nose ring. Got any advice on how to convince them? I do have a video on how to convince your parents to get tattoos or piercings, but I don't have any first-hand experience because all of my tattoos and piercings were done when I was over 18. Question is from Christina DeVost, and she says, what other piercings and tattoos you might get in the future? By the way, I love your videos and I really want to be in your Q&A video. Thank you, and well, you're in it now. What other piercings? I already talked about this, but my next tattoo is just gonna be this one right here, hopefully. For Corbin asks, I was wondering if you see your boyfriend getting a camera and vlogging as well as you and him get more comfortable on camera and you get more subscribers. Would you ever consider making another channel and doing daily vlogs, or at least clips of both your weeks and posting them? Chance doesn't do YouTube just because he does work a lot, so that would just be kind of complicated to work and vlog, so I don't think he is doing that. He does have a YouTube channel though, which is linked on my channel. Her other questions are, do you plan on going to college or going into the workforce soon? No, I am not going to college. College is something that I will never ever do. I don't see a point in it. My sister's going through it right now and she's absolutely nuts. Like, college is just, I don't know, I don't believe in it. Or going into the workforce soon. No, I am not looking for a job. YouTube is my job, and it does enough to pay for what I need to pay for, and that's all I'm going to talk about on that. I'm not going to go any further into YouTube as a job. What do you think you would like to do? Piercings, makeup, or retail? Definitely, I would love to be a body piercer. What are your plans for your future besides obviously being a successful YouTuber? Oh, thank you. My plans are to definitely get married and have kids. That's like my goal. V asked, do you smoke weed, and have you ever done any drugs? What is your favorite food? No, I do not smoke weed. Yes, I have smoked weed before, and no, I have never done any type of drugs before. I've never taken any pills. I've never done meth, coke, heroin. I've never done any of that. Don't have any plans to, and I don't smoke weed. And my favorite food, already answered this, pizza and green beans. Lindsay Marie asked, how old were you when you got your first tattoo, and what was it? I was 18 years old, and my first tattoo was this one on my forearm, which was the rose with the barbed wire. That was my first one. Kristen Poole asked, what made you want to start making YouTube videos? Really, my YouTube career started when I got my tongue pierced back in November of 2012, so I've been doing YouTube for almost 2 years. This November will be 2 years. But I got my tongue piercing, and you know, I've always watched other YouTubers, and I've had a couple videos on my channel already, but nothing serious. It was just kind of like goof off videos. But after I got my tongue pierced, I was like, you know what, I don't see many of these videos on YouTube, and I'm sure a ton of people could benefit from my experience, so I started filming those every single day and uploading them. Those were some of my first YouTube videos, so I uploaded those, and it just kind of took off from there. So yeah, that's pretty much what made me want to start. And then the last Facebook question that I'm going to answer is from Kirsty Myers, and she asked, what is your favorite type of music to listen to besides rock, which is pop music? What is your favorite season and holiday? I love fall. Fall is my all-time favorite, and fall also comes with my favorite holiday, which is Halloween. Those are my favorites. Love those. Was it hard leaving your home for the first time, as in being on your own with your boyfriend? Yes, it was. Were you lonely without your sister or your parents? How did you adjust? Well, me and my sister are very, very close, but it really wasn't that bad of an adjustment because we do still see each other quite regularly. No, it's not every day like it used to be, unfortunately, but we do still see each other regularly where it's not that lonely. But yes, it was kind of hard to adjust, mostly because money-wise. Like, living with my parents, it was, you know, like, all my things were provided for me. Like, my toothpaste was already there, like this was already there, and now I have to pay for all that stuff on my own. So yeah, that was a little bit hard to adjust. So now moving on to some Twitter questions, and the first one is from @Nicolette Morgita. She asks, have you ever just accidentally hit your belly button piercing and it feels like Freddy Krueger just slaughtered your stomach? No, I mean, yeah, when it was healing, it felt like that. I know what you mean, but now that my piercing's healed, no, I don't ever have that issue. It's Holly on Twitter. I asked a lot of the same questions that were already answered in this video or in my first part. So Holly, if you're watching this, please go watch the first Q&A video. Mo Dizzle on Twitter asks, you mentioned stopping baby prevention. If you were preggers, what would you want first, a boy or a girl? Definitely a boy. I really want my first baby to be a boy. And she also put hashtag, you guys will make cute babies. Thank you very much. Next one is from Amanda Danielle on Twitter, and she asked, how do you plan on teaching your future kids about topics such as bullying, lesbian, gay, bi, transsexuals, and other pretty big topics? Well, actually, when my kids are old enough to understand that stuff, I'm pretty sure these things won't be a big issue because, like, we're hitting pretty hard on them right now as a you know, like, as a world right now. It's kind of like the big issue everywhere. So I'm pretty sure by the time my kid is old enough, a lot of this stuff will already be accepted. But honestly, I'm the type of person, I don't care what you are. Like, I mean, I have my own personal beliefs, but I'm not going to get into that. You know, but I do have my own beliefs, but whatever you are, I'm not going to judge you or treat you any differently. Yes, I may not agree with everything that you do, but that doesn't mean I'm going to treat you any differently, and I'm going to teach my kids the same thing. Like, accept people for who they are. Don't be mean about it. Just accept it. That's really just what I'm going to say because that's how I was raised. But yeah, yeah, everybody, so that was everything for the Facebook and Twitter questions for part 2 of this Q&A video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Really hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. It would mean a lot. But until then, I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye, guys.